Hello, my name is Winslet, and welcome to my beginner's guide on popular support. In this video, I'll be talking about what is popular support, why you want it, and how to get it. This is gameplay from my One Colony challenge, which I just started posting up on my channel a couple days ago, and I will be posting more content from this playthrough over the next month and a half. I just got finished recording the last episode, and without spoiling too much, I have to say I'm pretty happy with how things went. I think a big part of what I enjoyed here was this guy, this Forgotten Eater of the Dead. Getting him at turn 40 made a big difference. Now, that's not what you're here for. You're here to learn about popular support. So let's talk a little bit about what it is to start off with. If you go up here to the top right hand corner, you'll see what your popular support is at. And right now I'm at supportive because I'm in a war with a major casus belli against yellow, which is giving me some really nice stuff. It's giving me minus 20% upkeep, plus 200 morale, and plus 20% colony happiness. And while I really want to jump into what that all means, I think it is worth going over. If you look up popular support here, you don't actually get those numbers in front of you, so you don't really know how much better getting 100 more popular support is or 200 more is. I found through experimentation that it jumps between different values at the 200 mark, the 400 mark, the 600 mark, the 0, and if you go the other way, having negative popular support has a similar effect. I think if you have minus 400 popular support, which you can get by declaring war without a CB, that will increase your upkeep, decrease your morale, and decrease how often you get your colony happiness to the same degree that 400 popular support would be. So having minus 400 would give me plus 20% upkeep, minus 200 morale, and minus 20% happiness upkeep. Really important details to actually wrap your head around, because understanding that will make a big difference in your economy and your ability to actually fight a war when you're in a big war. If you plan around it appropriately, you can really make your upkeep significantly cheaper, allowing you to build a lot more units and wage wars that maybe you didn't think you could handle. And you can kind of chain wars so that when the timer from one is about to expire, you get more popular support from another war. So definitely a tricky mechanic that is very easy to miss certain aspects about. I know for a long time that I never really bothered pursuing popular support because it requires influence, and I like spending my influence on diplomacy, or rather getting units through the NPC factions. So yeah, it's just something that I'm starting to take a closer look at, but it made a massive difference in this war. For example, in 3 turns when this runs out, my upkeep is going to skyrocket, and I'm going to have a really hard time managing the amount of armies that I have all over the map. I have a lot of units for this point in the game, turn 48, and it's straining my economy. I almost need to be at war in order to not have units run away or desert, although the odds of them doing that are pretty low in the current version of the game. So now that we've talked a little bit about what popular support is, I think we can talk a little bit about how you get it. I think we started talking about that a little bit already. You get it through casus belli, but what are casus belli, you might be asking? If you click on the diplomacy tab, you'll see that I have 3 casus belli against Logan because he has insulted my empire. If I go in here, there's an insult option which can give casus belli to the player who gets insulted. Not really great use of influence unless you want to get them to insult you back and create claims back and forth with each other. But it is one way to go about doing it. He did that to me, so we've got a claim against him. We got no claims against them, and we got 7 claims against this person. So if you have between 6 and 7 casus belli, that gives you a normal casus belli to go to war, which will give you 300 popular support, which isn't enough to get you to these bonuses. You'll get the same bonuses for plus 200, but if you have 2 wars that are normal casus belli, that will give you plus 600 popular support, which takes you to the next level, giving you I think minus 30% upkeep. I might be able to declare a quick war to show that off. Yeah, this will give me plus 200, and that would be the equivalent of being in 2 wars with 2 normal casus belli. 600, yeah, minus 30% upkeep, plus 300 unit morale, and plus 30% colony happiness income. I guess we didn't really talk about the colony happiness income, but that will allow you to get these events more often. You'll be able to get more colony stuff. Is that right? Oh no, it's the income. You don't get it more often. You just get more out of it once you get those things. So timing that with your events can be good, but I wouldn't really spend much resources in trying to get that income up. What you're really going for here is the that decrease in upkeep. I think that's really, really, really nice. So yeah, as we were talking about earlier, if you get the right amount of casus belli, that can really help you wage your wars. Right now we're at adoring, and taking that over 600 I don't think gives us any benefit. I can demonstrate that quickly by coming in here and just getting a little bit more favor through that. We're at 800, so we're still at adoring level, which gives us 30% reduction in our unit upkeep. Very nice. If you declare war on everybody like this, you can take yourself down to the opposite, all the way to like negative 600 popular support, and that's pretty bad. You want to avoid that as much as possible for multiple reasons. Not only does it destroy your economy for the duration that you're at war, it gives you minus reputation, which can give you CB, which gives other players CB against you. You can get CB from insulting people. You can get it from being dishonorable. That will give people CB to attack the dishonorable player. I know there's more here in my notes. Just got to scroll down for it. You can fabricate a CB using that's right, I don't have everything unlocked here. I don't feel bad doing this because I have finished this playthrough, and yeah, we're just kind of playing around with things here. So if I go into here, we can see there is not a doctrine but an operation called fabricate casus belli, which we could use to try and make it easier to have gone to war with this guy. Unfortunately, now that I am with them, I can't fabricate a casus belli. I think if it goes through, you get 3 CB, and they don't get any CB against you. But if it's detected, then they get 3 CB against you. It's either successful and you just get 3 CB, or I think unsuccessful and they get 3 CB against you and you get 3 CB. So kind of nice way to initiate a war. You can build next to each other. I think initially yellow built next to me over here, so I got 4 CB for that. I can actually demonstrate really quickly using cheat codes what that looks like. I was thinking about this a second ago. I need to use this one just to demonstrate this really quickly, and then I think that's the other one I want. And now I can come over here and be like, hey, this looks like a nice place to found a colony. Does that not give me CB against them because it's being occupied or something weird. Ugh, I think maybe. Anyways, yeah, if you go next to a place that has other people that are living in it, you can get CB that way. I'm tempted to like load up a save just to show that off really quickly. But I think you get the idea. If you build next to another person, then they might not like that and try to go to war with you. There's diplomacy that can allow you to build on claimed sectors. There we go. This thing will allow us to build on claimed sectors. But for the most part, you don't want to build next to other commanders because that will give them CBs against you. So yeah, we may actually just to get things over. Now I can demonstrate things maybe? Like my operation that I prepared a second ago. Yeah, now I can... Oh, he's not a valid target because they're in an alliance. Oh well. That's a shame. But I hope you get the idea there. So we've talked about evil commanders. You get a CB for being evil. Falsify atrocities, I don't think we've talked about yet. And that might be all we want to talk about how you get popular support. And then we can jump into why it is so good, which we've already talked a little bit about. But I'll go into more detail about that. So yeah, falsify atrocities. It's very similar to fabricating a casus belli. I think if we go down to here, we don't have enough influence or operations points to get that going right now. But it basically causes a player to lose reputation and everybody gets maximum level casus belli against that player, which is just, it's all around amazing. If you've got the minor level, you lose, I think, 200 reputation for going to war. And oh, yeah, there it says 200 for a minor casus belli. A normal one gives you minus 100. And if you have the maximum level CB, or if you're at the major casus belli, then you don't lose any reputation. So yeah, if you're playing well, or if you're trying to be a good guy, if you're trying to buy a lot of units from NPC factions, you're going to want to increase your CB to the max point, the major CB, to keep your popular support nice and high and your reputation nice and high. Okay, so I just loaded up turn 30. We've gone back in time now to take a closer look at the popular support values and how they are affected by a war with this commander. And also we're going to unlock the map. How do we do this one? Is that one? And we're going to declare war on all these people that we can fight without casus belli, just to kind of show off the difference as well. So right now we have -4 income, minus 176 from upkeep, and if we go to war, it's going to really help out with that. We have plus 12 happiness a turn from this stuff over here, and if I click on my units, we'll see that some of them have a little bit extra morale, whereas things like this, you don't get affected by I think a lot of things like that. I think because you're a machine, you might be mindless, might not actually. I'm not terribly sure about that. We'll check on those two units in a second. Are you mindless? Are any of you mindless? You're a mineral, which might keep you from morale bonuses and whatnot. I think I had to control color him, so we'll see how he's affected, because I think when you do that, they become like a mindless. So yeah, it's going to increase the morale, it's going to increase our happiness income here, and it's going to make it so that we make more money if we come in here and declare war, which we will do now, because it's good for us. Wow, look at that. That just reduced our upkeep by 40 energy. That's pretty massive. I mean, if you've got a big enough army, that's going to make a big difference. We come in here, we're now up to plus 20 happiness a turn. I think earlier in the video I said that it's going to increase the benefits you get by a certain percentage. No, I think it actually increases how much happiness you get a turn, making it more often, not better events. This guy still at 0 morale. He got morale. Oh, and he's enlightened, so yeah, he can't be enlightened. This mineral guy did not get morale. Neither did you. That's interesting. So yeah, not all your units will get the morale bonus, but a lot of them do. And the amount of benefit you get really depends on how you build out your armies. If you have a lot of units that don't get affected by morale, not a great bonus. But I have found that that is a great way to get a lot of critical hits on your units if you boost their morale, but also to keep other people from causing you to fumble. If you've got high morale, then they can't lower you to negative morale very easily. It's going to take quite a bit of effort. So it's okay in certain situations against certain commanders who lower morale. Yeah, that's definitely worth paying attention to. But like I said earlier, I think the biggest thing you get out of this is that energy income. And I think it is worth highlighting that this is only going to last us 20 turns. The major casus belli lasts 20 turns, the normal one lasts 15, and the minor one lasts 10. If I go to war without a casus belli, if I declare war on you, then we're going to have minus 200 popular support until this war is over. That stays there until this war is over. There's not a lot of things that can affect popular support indefinitely, but going to war without a casus belli is one, and the emperor is another. This is something that, did I spell it right? Yes. I used to ignore because I didn't really understand popular support and quite how powerful it is. But once you've knocked out 2 players, you can get a boost to your popular support, 200 popular support, which is basically going to reduce your upkeep by a extra 10%. Very, very, very useful in the late game. Sure, you probably won't unlock this until the match is almost over and energy income is no longer a big deal, but in the off chance you've expanded a lot very early and you've been able to eliminate 2 players, this will make it so that you can keep on expanding, playing as wide as you want, or tall. I guess tall works with this strategy as well. I mean, if you're playing tall, then you're not going to have a lot of energy income, so saving yourself some upkeep is probably a good idea to try and look into. Now, upkeep can't be reduced more than 50%, so there is a limit to how useful this is. If you have, which doctrine is it? The indentured contracts enacted, and maybe something else that reduces your upkeep on your units, then you might not actually get anything out of the unit upkeep reduction, but odds are you'll probably get something, and it's worth looking into trying to get. Maybe at the end of a match you've just got a strong enough economy you can ignore this, but I don't know. I think it's a aspect of the game I'm going to try and spend more time actually paying attention to and working towards, even though I think investing in it could backfire a lot because it takes a lot of resources. I definitely want to play around with it more. I think that's everything I wanted to say on this topic. I'm sure there's something I've forgotten. I'm sure there's things that I've missed because I'm relatively inexperienced with this mechanic in general, but I'm enjoying it, and I have a feeling that a lot of people haven't quite dived into it, and I think a giant part of that is this tool tip for popular support. It's good, but it's not enough. It doesn't give you enough information, like the different steps in between your approving and disapproving and all the other different levels that you can have for popular support. Yeah, we talked about that. how this is limited and this is unlimited. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, to subscribe. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you around. Have a good one.